Hey, what's happening, Disney Gamers? It's me, the Guy01, and welcome to this week's versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's Goldberg against Steve Austin. This is our last video of the year. It's only, what, 1 or 2 days till New Year's Day? Yeah, because New Year's Eve is Sunday, New Year's Day is Monday, right? I don't know. I don't really keep track of all that. I'm literally just going through the days, really. And how fitting we're in Atlanta, Georgia, with Goldberg. But yes, it is the last week of 2023, and because of that, we actually don't have a Raw and SmackDown to cover this episode because this past week, WWE's Raw and SmackDowns were their, what do you call them? Not review, but retrospective, basically, of the year. So there was nothing really new on Raw or SmackDown this past week, so honestly that kind of frees us up to kind of talk about some other things. First of all, I want to get through the birthdays because there was actually 3 this past week. Well, 4, but we'll get to that. It was Rusev's birthday, aka Miro, on December 25th. He turned 38. Goldberg's birthday on the 27th. He turned 57. And on the same day, December 27th, it was Cesaro, aka Claudio Castagnoli's birthday. He turned 43. And there was also a 4th birthday on December 28th. Stan Lee's birthday was that day. He would have turned 101 years old. It's crazy to think, it's been 5 years now since he's passed away. Back in 2018. 5 years. So because of that, because, you know, Rusev / Miro and Cesaro / Claudio aren't in this game, there was only Goldberg, I was considering doing a Marvel game for Versus for Stan Lee's birthday, especially since, you know, I had nothing really WWE related to talk about. So I was heavily considering doing a Marvel game, but I don't really have a Marvel fighter or fighting game. It's funny because I was actually in a store this past week, a video game store, and I was looking at a bunch of old games like Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which would have been perfect for this, but I didn't think about that at the time, so I didn't get them. So yeah, I didn't really have a Marvel game that would have worked. I mean, I have Disney Infinity 2.0, so I guess I could have done like something like a versus thing in that, but that you need like 2 players to do, if I'm not mistaken. Ow. So yeah, like I said, no real Raw and SmackDown to talk about because there was no Raw and SmackDown really. It was basically just a retrospective of the year on both shows. So this week we've just got a battle between the 2 bald, goatee, black trunk, black boot wearing monsters. You know, you can see kind of just from this, like, why people compared Goldberg to Steve Austin back in the day. I mean, physically, they look nearly identical. I mean, yes, there's obviously differences in, like, body type, you know, height, facial features, but come on, bald head, goatee, black trunks, black knee pads, black boots. I mean, come on. So yes, this is the last video of the year, and if you guys saw the Arkham Asylum video I posted just before this, I kind of I forgot that I hadn't uploaded since Christmas. For some reason, Christmas already feels like a week ago, even though it was only a few days ago. It's just weird. I've had just a very long week. I mentioned this before, but I'm now working full-time again. and will be for the next 2 weeks. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. So my days are going by very quick, and as a result, my week has gone by very quick. So I kind of forgot that, I haven't uploaded since before Christmas. But like I said in the walkthrough video, the Arkham Asylum video, I didn't really do anything super special for Christmas. Just did, gifts at home, went to my grandparents, more gifts. I got some cool stuff, mainly clothes, which you're getting older when you're actually like, I got clothes, cool, I needed those. That's when you're getting to that age when you're all grown up, when you're actually cool with getting clothes. I did get a couple cool things. I got like a Batman wall art thing that's like it's like canvas on a wood frame. That's cool. And I also got a Amazon Echo, which is cool, and I still need to set that up. But then Christmas night, I actually went and saw The Iron Claw in theaters, which is like the first movie I have seen in theaters since I saw Napoleon, which itself was the first movie I've seen in theaters since I saw No Way Home, back 2 years ago. Yeah, it would have been 2 years ago since I've seen a movie in a theater. It was No Way Home. Yeah. Yes, No Way Home came out 2 years ago. Remember that? Actually, I think it was just like earlier this week was the 2-year anniversary of that. Which I think is actually kind of crazy to think about that, we haven't seen Tom Holland's Spider-Man in 2 years. Like, at all. Which I think that's kind of crazy that we know there's going to be another one coming. We know he's going to be involved in Secret Wars. And who knows, maybe he'll be in Deadpool 3 and this is how they introduce like a multiverse thing. I don't know. Because apparently, from what I've heard, Deadpool 3 is actually going to be very important in setting up a multiverse, or setting up Secret Wars. So we'll see what all that entails. But with Iron Claw itself, it was really good. I really like it. It's a very good. Now the one thing that always, so it's funny because I went to see that movie and I was like the only one who knew anything about it. I saw it with like 3 other people, but I was the only one who knew anything about it. I'm the wrestling fan of the family, so I'm the only one who knew like anything about the Von Erichs going in. And as part of that, I knew what happens to them. I know what the whole deal with their family is, and they had no idea. I think half of them thought it was like an amateur wrestling movie. They didn't even realize it was pro wrestling until we got into it. And then, so they didn't even know it was like a pro wrestling movie. And then, they know nothing about the Von Erichs, so I kept looking over to them as the movie went on. And basically, if you know the story of the Von Erichs, you know kind of what I'm implying, but basically as each, tragedy happens, I keep looking over and they keep going like, oh my god, are you serious? That's like, again? And you can just see them just get like more and more just like, oh my god, let up on these poor people. But the acting in it, especially with Zac Efron, Zac Efron, he can act. I think a lot of people kind of give him crap for, being a Disney star starting out and then doing all those like teen comedies for most of his career, and then, he's done stuff like Baywatch, and people always see him as like, I think, a good looking, like a pretty face with no personality or talent kind of. No, he's talented. A talented singer, talented actor. He might have been the best actor in the movie. Maybe. I don't know if best actor in the movie, but maybe best performance, if that makes sense. Okay. Ooh, there we go. And I know there's like people who complain about, you know, how certain characters looked. Like, I think the main one is Kerry Von Erich, who was Texas Tornado in WWF. Which, I get it to an extent. I mean, people are like, he looks nothing like him. It's hard, you know, it's hard when you're doing a biopic, because and trying to get people to look like the real person, because you have a real person to base it off of. I mean, like, an adaptation is one thing. Like, Spider-Man, we were talking about, is an example where you can get some leeway with what he looks like. I mean, as long as he has, like, brown hair, you know, leaner build, you know, you can get away with that. It's like, yeah, that looks like Spider-Man. But when you're doing a biopic, like, every little thing, like the shape of the nose, the eyes, you know, jawline, whatever, all of it has to, like, match, which is very hard to do. And I actually think they did a pretty good job with Kerry, at least face-wise. I mean, yes, he doesn't have Kerry's build. I mean, Zac Efron didn't even have... People were saying, like, Zac Efron looked more like Kerry than the actor who they got for Kerry. And when they say that, they're talking about build, because that's the first thing you notice when looking at the actor and the real Kerry Von Erich. The build is very different. But even Zac Efron's physique is nowhere compared to Kerry. I mean, Kerry was just big. I mean, he was like Ultimate Warrior size. But in terms of performances, I mean, everyone did great. And of course, you know, watching it as a wrestling fan, you're going to notice things that a non-wrestling fan wouldn't notice. Like, there's references to Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Ultimate Warrior. And just like certain things about the business that you pick up on if you know the story. Uh-oh. No. Oh no. Oh no. No. Get off me. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, no you don't. Right. Okay. Ow. I tried to hit it with the spear, but I hit the wrong button. Ow. 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 Gotcha. Count it. Oh, man. Ooh, shoulder tackle. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, my ring. Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, or you just like good biopics, I'd recommend Iron Claw. More for wrestling fans, but you know, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you'll respect the film for what it is, because the wrestling really isn't the main focus of it. It is more about the family of the Von Erich family. But of course, since they're wrestlers, wrestling is going to be a big part of their lives. But the focus really is more on the family and their life, which, you know, is mainly taken up by wrestling, but it's not really on their careers, it's more is their personal lives. And they're very open about, you know, wrestling being scripted and all that, predetermined. that is the one thing I'll say though. I feel like they probably could have gone into it more, which, I mean, they didn't have to, because that's not the point. But there were a few times where they did they almost made it look like there were legitimate outcomes, and like the wrestler that the Von Erichs were wrestling, like they decided who won and who lost, and like they decided it in the moment kind of thing, and like it wasn't decided beforehand. Which, you know, is not how it works. It's decided well beforehand, or at least usually is, at least the night of. He's gonna kick out, right? Oh no, he's not gonna kick out. Okay. Alright, well that does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. This will be the last video of the year. I don't know, 2023, I think I mentioned this in the walkthrough Arkham Asylum video. 2023 feels like we're starting to get into normalcy on some levels, but, you know, world's still a crazy place. It always will be. So there's always going to be crazy stuff going on. But it feels like it's not so crazy where it's like everything's getting like disrupted kind of thing, like we've had the last few years. We're finally kind of starting to get to more normal life. Still crazy, but for life it's normal. But yeah, so, and again, I think I mentioned this in Arkham Asylum video. I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the next walkthrough series. I think I've decided I'm going to do Lego Batman 3 because it came out in 2014, so next year will be the 10-year anniversary, which funnily enough is why I did the Arkham Asylum walkthrough this year, because next year would be the 15th anniversary. Yes, 15 years old. Arkham Asylum's 15 years old. So that's why I did there, because I was like, I honestly expected that series to last longer than it did. I expected it to last at least until like the first or second month of January. But hey, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it into 2024 with Arkham Asylum. So should we have been done with it sooner? Yeah, probably. But hey, we got into 2024 with it. And then once that's finished up, I'm gonna go into Lego Batman 3, a game that I've actually never beaten. I've played it on a save file that was completed, but I wasn't the one who did it. So I forget how far I got. It wasn't very far with that game. I kind of gave up on it. I don't know, there was something about it that just didn't click with me. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make comments all the time. Stay tuned for next week's Versus, and next week where we finish Batman Arkham Asylum. Hope you guys enjoyed. Guy01 and Goldberg signing out. See you all next year. Bye guys.